tell us your thoughts on the game?
I'm glad it's over. Glad this 6 games in 14 days is done. And, yeah, looking forward to having a day off tomorrow, and I think the blokes will too.
Tell us what you saw towards the end there, mate. It got pretty tight.
Yeah, look, the Frank's triple was just a great shot. Lost a little composure at the other end. Us missed a couple of free throws, or missed a free throw, and a bit of a wayward decision with the corner 3 with time on the clock and time on the shot clock. That's something a young player will learn from though. And yeah, that was a little disappointing the way we closed it out. But at the end of the day, Brisbane really came strong at us today. We were just hanging in there, I think, from a physical standpoint. I know in one of the last time-outs, I'm looking at the guys, and they look jaded, they look fatigued, and they hung on. So I'm proud of them for that.
Are you disappointed that you allowed 88 points, given their struggles in previous games?
I would have been happy with 88. It was 94. Disgusted, to be honest. Like early doors, again, this is a fatigue ball club, I think. We ask a lot more of the player. Everyone's, the NBA players do it all the time. It's like, yeah, but don't play with the intensity that we play. The requirements aren't what we require. So it's a different level, a different way of playing the game, and the way you want to play it with the schedule that we've had. I think we're unable in the last 2 games to really stick to the finer details. It's a learning experience, I think, for me, when you talk about that condensed sort of a schedule. If that's the way the league goes in the future, then you're sort of like, okay, well, you really got to, lay off a little bit more in regards to detail and just sort of preach the fundamentals of what we're trying to do. But yeah, we blew the detail for sure today.
And Cam, I spoke to you Thursday night, and you said that you were pretty well rocked by COVID. It looks like you've come out the other side with some pretty sweet shooting, mate.
Yeah, I was. COVID got me pretty good. I think the rule is 7 days and you come back, but I just kept testing positive, and it wasn't right for me to rejoin the group and risk that. So coming back on day 10 was the day we played Tasmania. I sat on the bench, but I think it was a good call by Simon to leave me out on the bench. And this week's been good. I think I've had some runs, got some runs in the legs, and body feels good, and it was good to have a run around.
You drain those sort of 3 threes in quick time. Were you always getting the ball at the end of the quarter there?
Yeah, well, that was it wasn't designed like that until the ball went out there. But yeah, that's our offense from the baseline when there's short shot clock, and it worked out well. Not perfect. I had to take a couple of dribbles, but it worked out.
Had to reach for it too.
Yeah, horrible pass.
And the guys have struggled from deep without you. Did you? I mean, Rowdy sort of seemed to feed off you as well. He got a few to go down after you did.
Oh yeah, that's nice to say that I was the reason Rowdy got hot, but no, I don't know. We've had some hot nights and we've had some cold nights, I guess. And at half time, Simon came in and said, "This is a game where we're actually shooting the ball really well, but our defense wasn't holding up." So it'd be great for those 2 things to happen at the same time, where we're hitting shots and we're doing the right thing on the defensive end, so it's not a 4-point game at the end.
And Simon, just the last one from me. Can you throw us forward to the week? I mean, it's been a while since you've had a week between games, and how is it different? What do you do differently and to prepare for next Saturday against in a pretty massive game, really?
Yeah, we're going to get some time off. The guys will have tomorrow off. We'll give them Wednesday off. They need to get their bodies right. Need to get their minds right. Go give their significant other a kiss and a cuddle, and just relax a little bit. Put the feet up, and just take the focus off basketball for a little bit, and then we'll get into our preparation for Perth.
Thanks, James.
It is Perth.
Well, you're up.
Simon, considering the fatigue that you said the lads were feeling, what kind of relief, I suppose, were you feeling to see Cam come on and give you that boost in the first half? I think you had 14 at the half, and it seemed like it just came at the perfect time for the lads.
Yeah. You know what? I was just telling the coaches, like, just the first shot he took, I had some sort of fist pump inside my body. Like, I just felt this, yes, just the fact that he released it, he had his legs under him. The result didn't even matter for me. It was just, okay, that looks like Lizzo. Like, he's had a horrible run. Like, going into pre-season, you know, he's coming off surgery, and you know, it took a while for that to recover, and then it took a while for the confidence to come back, and then he's had two times he's been sidelined personally with COVID and a close contact, and then the team was sidelined as well. So his run this year from rehabilitation to now has been nothing short of treacherous, and we've been we're waiting on Glizzo to come back. I mean, our team really needs his shooting. We've been really poor shooting the ball for most of this season, and he's a big piece of what we are. And we've had to try and we have been patient. We've just had to wait for him to physically be in a position to do what he can do. And it was good to see it back tonight. I mean, there's been sort of little glimpses of it in other games, but any time he sort of started to get a touch, feel back and confidence back, then it was another week on the sideline. So just happy for him. He's a big part of where we're heading and what we do, and we've been talking about it all leading into the season. I think it's the longest time Glizzo's been out with an injury. He could tell you the story better than me, but just saying, hey, keep working. Second half of the season is where we're going to get the real benefit from what took place in the off season, and it was just great to see him pull the trigger early, and then look to pull the trigger, and then start hunting shots, and that's when you get the best of Cam Gliddon, when he's hunting that ball.
And what did that first shot feel as good out of the hand as it looked on the TV screen? And how did it sort of play out for you at the start tonight? Did you just feel like you had legs under you, everything working, or did it just happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a few games in a row now where my body feels great. You know, like before that I was running up and down. I just didn't feel right. I felt slow. Even if I didn't look it on video, I just felt like it was clunky. So in the Melbourne United game, I came in, I probably passed up a couple shots, and I just had the focus tonight that if I was open, it was going up no matter what. Lucky I had a couple good screens to free me up to start with. And it just, I felt, my body felt the best it's been for a long time, and I just hope to continue it and keep building.
And did you sense tonight the guys were ailing a bit physically, mentally? I know you've had your own battles to get back, but the guys that have had a lot of Ks in the legs, could you sort of sense that the guys were holding on a bit tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got a tough group. There's guys that have played some heavy minutes, and there's been some quick turnarounds. And there was a comment in the locker room like, oh, it felt like it was yesterday we were in this locker room. And it feels like that a bit. You know, we're on the court warming up, and it's like, geez, these are coming quick. But, you know, we've got a deep team, and especially when we're healthy, we can put anyone out there and they'll do a job. So we rely on that, and I think it showed tonight where some of our usual big stat getters, maybe a bit tired, maybe foul trouble, whatever, and some other guys can step up.
Simon, also, you've been saying Brandon's been due for a good scoring game. How valuable was his points? Because it seemed like, particularly the second half there, a couple of times he just came up with real key ones for you.
Yeah, I thought Brandon was really good. I thought he was reasonable in the last game as well. I mean, he's a really, really high-level player. We're really fortunate to have been able to bring him in. I think the combination of him and Joe Chi, and before I sort of go into that combination, like I thought the minutes tonight from Dane Pinot and also Tai were brilliant. You know, you talk about two short cameos, and they both go 2 of 2 from the field, and you know they play between them 10 minutes, and they're both in the positive plus minus, and you just say, well, that's guys staying ready. Now I know their bodies are relatively fresh, but that's mentally staying ready. So firstly, a big tip of the hat to what those guys were able to achieve, but you know, I can't promise them where their minutes are going to come at the moment, because we've got Joe Chi and we've got Brandon, and if those guys are both playing well on any given night and they're free from foul trouble, then minutes are going to be hard. But as we've seen to this point of the season, it's the adjustments for those two and what they bring haven't quite been there just yet on either side, either us making the adjustments or officials, and they're racking up fouls. So we've got to continue to persevere to get that right, and then hopefully we can start to getting Creaky a bit of relief as well.
Any last questions? No. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.